What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Aha. And we're continuing to go through some bonus material related to the Memorial Beach album, 1993, and the deluxe edition. And this time we're going to listen to the extended mix of Move to Memphis. Now, as has happened a couple times, I, in the moment, can't think of all the specific differences between the album version and the single version, which I remember back then I realized after the fact, or someone mentioned after I went through the album version, that it wasn't actually the same as the single version, whereas often a single from an album is the identical track that's included on the album. But yes, maybe I would expect it more to be based off of the single version instead of the record track, but I don't know that for sure, so in the moment I may not be able to remember the subtle differences between the two original versions, if you will, but yes, I expect it to be longer, of course. That is the essence of an extended mix, so let's give it a listen. This is Aha and the extended mix of Move to Memphis, included on the deluxe edition of Memorial Beach 1993.
I'm gonna be with you. Move to Memphis.
I do think that opening was distinct from the album track. Bass shift at the end of the measure. Very cycling, very lots of moving parts.
Walked away. I was the one who said you better stick around, stay in town. You were the one who told me you got to move to Memphis. That's what I'll do. Gonna move to Memphis and follow you. Trace that highway down to your doorway. Memphis.
I love that little vocalization in the dead pause before the next measure. That organ, oof. Ethereal sense.
That's what I'll do. Chase the shadow that follows you. Take the highway down your doorway. Memphis with you. That's what I'll do. Chase the shadow that follows you. Take the highway down your doorway.
It's a great song anyway in its parts. I really have come to enjoy this one a lot because it has soulful vocals from Morton, a couple moments where he, hits it with a bit of fire, a bit of rasp. We've got bluesy guitar from Paul, but we've got some great synth work from Mags as well. But I think this is another track that does lend itself well to an extended or 12-inch mix because we get a lot of alterations, as I'm remembering, relative to the album track, which is to say I think we get an extended intro, including an intro with a slightly different opening, and then again a longer instrumental, many moving parts churning together sort of feel. And then it goes into the proper song, which again is composed of some great instrumental pieces as well as Morton's voice sort of leading it, not in a soaring stratospheric way, but more in a down to earth bluesy type of way. But then we get those alternation sections where it's like the normal part of the song and then it's alternating with this more hollow, sort of stripped down, rhythmically repeating phrasing or arrangement, and it would sort of cut back and forth between those two. Then there were a couple moments where it seemed to extend parts between the verses, and there were, I think, a couple moments where they were like layering Morton's voice into the background, like it was his lead vocal but sort of put into the background and given a bit of echo. So I like the way they toyed with the parts of the track and then added some extra interlude or transitional sections between the larger part of the track. And once again, that section where there's a guitar solo followed by a little flourish of the organ, I really enjoy that. So it's like all the ingredients of the original are fantastic, and then I like the way they play with them here in the extended cut. So I think this is another tune that lends itself well to the extended treatment. And yes, again, I'll keep saying it, hearing stuff like this from the 90s, it's different from what came before, but I think more and more as I've come to know their catalog, it was an enjoyable evolution of their sound, and knowing a bit of what comes in the future, I feel like it's one very compelling chapter in a larger, multifaceted story as I've come to know it, which of course is with less experience, fewer listens than folks who've been listening to them for a very long time in a larger sense. Again, I knew them from Take On Me when I was younger, but that was sort of the extent of my knowledge. And so, as I've spent the last few years now listening to their music more and more, my sense of what these different steps along the journey represented and can be seen through or can be seen as has evolved itself. So I imagine this is a process happening in microcosm relative to, again, folks who've been Aha fans for a lot longer. So yes, I really do enjoy this more down-to-earth natural instrument, bluesy, folk rock type of sound that they affected after or coming on the heels of a more keyboard-driven 80s, synth pop / dance sound from the earlier albums. So yeah, I really enjoy this song in general and especially this extended cut. So another good one in the books. Let me know what you think and I will see you next time. Peace.